Hi, this is my second entry in the Battle of the YouTube MOMSTARS. I have a short story about my daughter and about my son. My daughter Marissa, as you probably know, is in a wheelchair. And where she was living about 7 or 8 years ago, the facility where she was living, a professional dance troupe from New York City visited them and interviewed the kids, or got to know the kids in the wheelchairs, and 6 of those kids were selected for a special performance in an opera house somewhere upstate. And so my son and I went to see her, and she was on stage. Each of the 6 kids had a dancer with them, and they danced to this most beautiful and very moving song sung by one of the mothers of one of the kids at the facility. The song was called Dancing in My Dreams. And yeah, it was just beautiful. She loved it, and she takes after her mom. Okay, my son, Devin, when he was about 9 years old, this was after the divorce, and I remember we were in the car, and I don't remember how the subject came up, but the subject of sex came up. So I remember him saying something to me like, "Oh, I know what that's all about." And I went, "Oh, you do?" Trying to be really casual. And I said, "What is it?" So he said, "A man gets on top of the woman and he bounces around." And he kind of caught me by surprise. So I kind of laughed, and I didn't mean to, but so he goes, "What?" And I go, It's more complicated than that, honey." And he goes, "Well, tell me, what is it? What is it?" And I thought, oh, great. I always believed that if a child is old enough to ask you, they're old enough to know. But I thought, this is my son, and I don't want to rob anything from his father, and I don't want to rob that. So I said, "Why don't you talk to your dad? I think your father would love to tell you about it." And so he goes, "No, I don't want to ask him. I want you to tell me." So after trying to convince him a little bit, I think maybe what it boiled down to was he just didn't want to wait. But so I told him, and I used all the right words, and I used it in the context of 2 people who love each other. And when I got all finished, it was like he just sat there for a minute, and then he went, "That's disgusting." Oh, it was like the classic thing. He was so disgusted by what I told him. It's always been like that. He's always been able to talk to me about most everything. Sometimes I find out about things later on, but now that he's 30, and yeah, he still talks to me. And I hope he always will.